Welcome back, everybody, to Catching Up with Cassie J. I'm sorry, you guys. I took off a week. Last week was Valentine's Day weekend. So, I spent some time on my honey bun. But I am back, you guys, with two parts of the Love After Lockup. It's episode 46 and 47. 46 was Confessionals, and 47 is Risky Business. And I'm going to give it all to you today. It's been a crazy week. We've had crazy weather. It was just snowing like the other day. And now it's sunny, but it's still cold. But nonetheless, we're not here to do the weather report. We are here to get right into what's going on with these crazy couples. I'm kind of glad I did 2 weeks versus kind of week by week this time, because it was better to combine all of this. Nonetheless, I'm going to just jump right into who do I want to start with first. Let's start with Brittany and Marcelino. Brittany and Marcelino, it's not a whole lot going on with them right now. It left off with Marcelino is concerned about Brittany wanting to find her other kids because he's afraid that what it's going to do to her emotionally if they do find them, what's going to happen. If they don't find them, how's that going to affect her? And also the fact that that is going to be a financial impact on them trying to pursue finding them. And he hasn't told Brittany yet that he's not really making a lot of money right now at the poker table. Because if he tells her that, she's going to get back on him about, this is what I mean by you need to get a regular 9 to 5. This is why I have been pushing you to get a 9 to 5, because the gambling thing is not a guarantee. And right now you're having a little bit of a slump and it's affecting us. So that's kind of where they are right now. Nonetheless, Brittany is still on the search for her kids. She went and searched for where the baby's dad is, because when they last spoke with the lawyers, the lawyer told her that the courts were trying to give custody to the father. And she was very upset about that because she was like, he was a horrible person. He took advantage of a child. Why would they want to give custody to him? So she looked him up and found out that he was in jail, well, in prison, but he was up for parole the next month. So that was a problem for her. She was like, it seems like she was going to possibly go to the prison or to the parole board, maybe. So we'll see what's going to come of that if they're still filming during that time, which I'm pretty sure they'll be filming at that time. Also, with this week, Brittany went and bought a puppy. Of course, the kids are happy, but Marcelino was a little upset about it because he's like, this is another expense for me. And Brittany was confused on why he was so upset about it. She was like, the puppy's not going to cost that much. Why are you making a big deal about a puppy? Because he still hasn't told her that they're having a little bit of a financial struggle. He says that he's lost a few $1,000s at the poker table, which is a couple of months of their mortgage payment. Sir, you need to be doing something. A few months. Do you know, this is not like, this is a big deal. Like, don't wait for them to come home one day and then, you have a foreclosure notice on your door. Like, don't do that. You need to speak to your wife and you need to make plans to get this worked out. Nonetheless, he's still just trying to, I got it all under control. So she asks him, hey, is these the bills right here? Did you pay them, or did you just put the money to the side to pay them? He's like, oh, no, I paid them. Marcelino, I think it's time for you to reevaluate. what's going on. So I think her radar is a little bit up right now. I think she's starting to sense that something's going on, that something's wrong. Now, I'm going to move on to Angela and Tony. Last week, Angela, she had went out with her friends and stuff. And they had tried to persuade her to kind of set Tony up a little bit, see if he would sneak out the house, and he didn't. So she went ahead and went in the house. But they're still fighting because Tony was like, he doesn't like being under all these rules. He's basically kind of like, either you're going to trust me or you're not. And if you're not, then like we're going to move on. So I was just like, a part of me is like, yeah, I agree. It's like, why be in a relationship with somebody if you're not going to trust them? Why continue to have to set up traps and so on and so forth? I wouldn't want to have to do all that. That's like another job. So they end up discussing going to counseling to try to better their relationship because she's like, I want to be with you. Clearly, you know, she's not going anywhere. He's not going nowhere. So, yeah, that's Angela and Tony. Now, that was it as far as that couple from last week. Everybody else is pretty much now on this week. So on to this week's episode. Andrea and Lamar, they again hyped them up to make it seem like we're going to have this big reveal. And I was looking forward to the big reveal of Andrea and Lamar. But they didn't have a big reveal. Andrea and Lamar had went out to dinner. Lamar had planned this nice dinner because he's still trying to get out the doghouse with Andrea. And at the dinner, Andrea was just not here for it. She was upset. She still had an attitude because she still wants her way. She wants Lamar to move to Utah, become a Mormon, and do what she wants. She wants the life that she envisioned in her head. And she wants the life that apparently he told her that he was going to give her. When he was in prison, he told her that once he got out and got off parole, that he would move to Utah. So now all that's happened, and he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. So she's upset because she feels he's breaking a promise. She's not wanting to budge on that. She's not up for, it's not up for negotiation. This is what she wants. And he feels like, you're not being a partner with me in this. You're not trying to compromise. You don't want to hear me out. You don't want to hear any other options. You just want it your way. So Andrea basically told him, this is what it is. Either you're going to move or we can get a divorce. This is what it is. Like, I'm not going to continue to live like this. This is it. Like, I don't have anything else to give. And I hate that it's gotten to that point because I've always liked them as a couple. But, I mean, if you can't handle the long distance, then you can't handle it. Now, they get home, and apparently Andrea finds something in Lamar's pocket that makes her upset. And now she has an attitude. She's on level 10. But she doesn't want to fight from the kids. So she calls her friend, tells her friend, can you come and get the kids? She says, sure. She's like, I'm just so upset right now. I am lost for words. But I don't want the kids to see us fighting. But the kids, as we've already discussed previously, and everybody knows from watching the show, these kids, even the 7-year-old, they're intelligent enough to understand that something's going on. There's tension in the room. Let the kids, I'm not going to say let the kids know, because no, they should not necessarily be a part of your marital problems. But yeah, don't tell them everything's fine, everything's okay, because they know that something was wrong. they understood that you were trying to get them out of the house for a reason. When the kids left, Andrea sat down and said, we need to talk. So Lamar said, okay. He knew something was wrong. He knew her energy was off. So she said, what do you need to tell me? He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. She said, what you been doing out there in California? He said, I told you what I've been doing. I've been working. She said, that's it? You haven't been doing nothing? And he was like, no. I'm going to tell you something. When somebody sits you down and they start telling you, so, what have you been up to? What do you want to tell me? Go ahead and let me know what's up. Usually that means they know something's going on. So you might want to just come on out with whatever it is you want to. Just come on out with it. But he really was just like, I don't know what it is you want me to say because I haven't been doing anything. Nothing's going on. So she said, I know what you've been doing, so go ahead and tell me before I show you. He was just like, well, I guess you're going to have to show me because I don't know what you're talking about. She gets up. She goes to the room. He follows her. He was like, I mean, is this some kind of game you're playing here? Like, what's going on? It's like, come on. What's the problem? What is it? She was like, is this your coat? Like, is this the only coat you brought? Is on a jacket? He was like, yeah. She said, look in the pocket. Looks in the pocket. And he pulls out, before he even pulls it out, he was like, oh, you talking about these? And it was some condoms. And before he could even get that out, she is up and on his head. And she is going off. And you messed up my life and you did this to my family. And that's where it ends with them. So that's where they're going to pick up next week with them. So I don't know what's about to happen to them. So that was the big buildup that they was leading us. I think that this was going to be talked about this week. And it wasn't. It's going to be next week. Cheryl and Josh, they broke up. I'm not going to even sit here and go through. I knew they were going to break up because there was no need for them to even stay together because they keep fighting. They fight over the littlest things. They were fighting because Josh was late to them coming to see a house. And he told her, well, bitch, go back to Michigan or wherever she was supposed to go to. So they broke up. I'm glad. I hope they don't get back together. Josh called his mom and told his mom to come get him and said this was it. They're officially done. Great. Kudos to you two. Clint and Tracy, they're still fighting because Clint wants Tracy to go to rehab. Tracy says she feels that he's forcing her. No, Tracy, the courts are. It's called you're out on a bond and you have a court date because you got arrested and you're gonna have to go back to court and you need to prove to the courts that you're trying to do better. But she doesn't see it that way. She sees it as Clint is trying to make her do something she doesn't want to do. So she's left the house. Clint doesn't know where she is. My opinion, she's probably somewhere using again. Clint's afraid that his mother is right and that she's going to jump bond and he's going to be out that $5,000. I agree. I think that his mother is probably right. She's not going to show up. He's going to be out that money. You can't get her to go to rehab. It's sad that you fell in love with somebody that has a drug problem and they don't want the help. So that's that. Now to the last couples, the two threesomes. Shane, Lacey, and John. I'm sick of these two couples. Last week, okay. So John we know is out. He's in a rehabilitation center. Part of his rehab is he's working. He's talking to his sister. He tells his sister that he's still in love with Lacey. His sister does not like Lacey. She blames Lacey for all of John's problems. John is a grown ass man. John made his decisions and his choices, and because of the decisions and choices that he's made has led him to where he is. John has chosen to do drugs. John chose everything that he's done. Now, I can understand that you feel that Lacey is a bad influence. She hinders him. Negative impact. Things of that nature. But you cannot blame her for the choices that he makes. Because at the end of the day, you are responsible for what you do. With that being said, his sister told him, I need for you to just leave her alone. You're out. You have another chance at a better life. The family wants you to do better. If you choose to continue to be with Lacey, I cannot promise you that we're going to be there for you if it falls apart again. In his mind, he's like, no, that's not going to happen. It's not going to fall apart. We're going to be together. Everything's going to work out. It's going to be great. I would like to know if he knows the definition of insanity, because this is what that sounds like. It hasn't worked out. What has changed for you to feel that it's going to be different this time? I don't understand. I don't know what it is about that girl that these men are just so... I don't want nobody to come in the comment section to tell me what it is, because what I'm thinking it is, I don't need to see it in the comment section. Besides the obvious. Because it doesn't make any sense. For you to be with somebody while they're in prison and supposed to hold them down, and then you tell me while I'm at one of my lowest points, oh, I'm another person, I've been cheating on you, quote unquote cheating on you, while you're in prison with another person that's in prison. And then I'm getting married to them, and then I marry them. And it's too much. Now, Shane finally decides that he wants to be honest with his wife, and he tells Lacey that he cheated on her. I respect you for being honest. Lacey gets upset and was like, you never loved me. There's no way that you could have loved me. If you loved me, you wouldn't have done that. Lacey, you're just not in a position to be judging people by the way that you have been carrying and conducting yourself. You're just not in a position. You're not. Your morale. But nonetheless, she did. And she left. And of course, Shane was trying to chase after her because he was like, he didn't want her to leave, and he wanted to try to talk things out. And she did what I knew she would do, and what anybody that watched the show knew she would do. She went and found John. John was over there working. Went and talked to him, told him, hey, I missed you. I was so sad when I found out that you had got locked up again. I was so scared. I'm so glad that you're okay. I made a mistake by marrying Shane. Shane cheated on me. I realized that you're the one for me, and I want to be with you. Girl, you was just with your husband the other day and everything was fine until he told you he cheated. So that one thing made you come to this epiphany that this was the wrong man? Oh, so they make out on the couch. Mind you, he in somebody else's house they supposed to be working for. And she's like, I just don't know what I was thinking. You still know what you're thinking. You're still not thinking. She said, you're going to be upset when I tell you, but I got his name tattooed right here. And Shane acted like that was a problem for him. Like, I mean, not Shane. John acted like that was so upsetting to him. He was like, how could you do that? That was so dumb of you. But don't worry, we'll get that fixed. Okay. We'll get it fixed. All right. They're going to fix it. And I'm just like, what land do you guys live in? Like, it was, the whole situation was just, it was draining. So now Lacey's gonna divorce Shane, apparently, I guess, and then what, you're gonna marry John, and then okay, I'm tired. Gonna move on to the last draining couple. Well, now it's turned into a foursome, which is Sarah, Megan, Michael, and Maria. They just haven't added her to the list yet. I guess they don't have enough space on the screen. Now, Michael's still in New York. And when he told Sarah that he had brought his girlfriend to New York, of course she got upset. Because, in my opinion, she does still have feelings. But I think initially she thought that it was Megan that was there. And because her and Megan have a history, naturally she was like, you're not going to bring my daughters around Megan. That is not going to happen. But that's not who it is. But I don't think she knows that at this point. But either way, it didn't matter. She did not want her daughters to be around another female, period. So they are arguing back and forth, and Michael feels like, you're still in love with me, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be acting like this because I got a girl here. You're just bitter. You're just mad because I'm not with you anymore because I don't want to be with you. And Sarah's like, it has nothing to do with that. I just want you to be a part of these girls' lives. I want you to be a father to them. And, you just be in and out their lives. And they just was having a heated argument. And the way that Michael was talking to her, he was just so smug and condescending. And it was just driving her crazy. And the fact that she was even arguing with him, it's just driving her crazy. And it was like a part of me was just watching him like he was enjoying it. Like he was like a puppet master and he was just having fun just playing with her. Enjoying her misery. And she was going crazy when she finally realized, oh my God, I am why am I even doing this? Why am I even talking to you? You're irrational. Everything that you're saying is illogic. There's no logic in what you're saying. And it's just like, stop. And then she just stopped for a minute. She was just like, I'm done. I can't talk to you. I can't do this. I can't. So he got in the car, he left. And he was just like, I have rights. And I'm still like, Michael, you don't. Yeah, I guess legally you do have rights, but it's just like, you're not in their life to be talking about you have rights and trying to enforce your rights. And he was like, with me having my rights, she's not going to be the only one that can make decisions. Well, right now, with her being the primary parent, she is the one to make decisions because you haven't done anything to earn the ability to be trying to enforce some decisions in their lives that's going to impact them. So he goes and talks to his girlfriend at the hotel. And Michael's dad left when he was young, him and his sister, and he was in a different state than his dad. So he knows the impact that it has. So that's why Sarah was part of the reason why Sarah's so upset, because it's like, you understand how it feels to grow up without your dad being there, having a whole other life without you. Why would you want your girls to go through that? But I guess he's just numb to it now because he's an adult and he's just thinking about himself. Now, Maria, she just has this attitude kind of like, I'm the girlfriend now. It's about me. All those other girls just need to accept that I'm the woman in his life now. They're just jealous that they can't be with him, and they got to get over it. They need to move on with their lives. We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that all those relationships are finalized. And as far as Sarah, we're going to make sure that everything's in line so that he can have time with his kids, and that's all that they need to be worried about is co-parenting. The other part of the relationship that is dead. Maria, you ain't been here but a hot second for you to be talking about anything. You just need to be worried about whatever you two got going on, because that's it. I was about to say something real inappropriate, but just worry about him and what he wants you to do. That's all you need to be worried about. Now, this week, Megan calmed down. I'm not Megan. Well, no, we did see Megan. Now, earlier when I told you I noticed when the season started, it said that Megan was now a singer, but I hadn't heard her sing not one note. We finally heard her sing a little note. A little doo-wop, pop-pop. She still hasn't heard from Michael, so she went ahead and broke down and called his mom. Y'all know his mom do not like her, is not fooling with her, don't want no parts to do with her. And it continued. His mom was like, hey, yeah, I don't know where he is. I do not want to get in between none of that y'all got going on. Like, so good luck trying to find him. I'm out of that. So she was like, well, I mean, I understand. I was just wanting to just make sure he was alive. She said, I don't know. Bye. So, Megan, what is you holding on to at this point? Like, nobody wants a relationship with you. His mama don't like you. His sister don't like you. At this point right now, he don't like you. Sarah decides that she's calm enough to communicate with him the next day and lets him know we have to do something because we are the parents of these girls and we have to communicate with each other. She suggests that they go to counseling. She sets up an appointment. Michael is 30 minutes late. And of course, she's upset because she's like, for you to say that you want to have this visitations and be able to take the girls for weekends and weeks, like, you're not prioritizing. Like, you can't even be on time for something. So they sit down, they start the counseling session, and it starts off okay at first, but when Sarah starts telling Michael how, it affects her, that his absence is affecting Aviana because she's taking Aviana to therapy too. And when they ask her about her dad, she circles the emotion of sad because she's sad that her dad is not there. She notices that her dad is missing from her life. they get to arguing because he's like, well, she's telling Aviana stuff about me. She's making it seem like I'm a bad guy. So they start arguing. And then the therapist basically said, at this point, what can you two do to make this better as far as trying to communicate better and to try to come to some kind of happy medium. Michael was just like, at this point, all we can do is go through the courts and handle it that way. He was like, because I have rights. That was going to be the last time he was going to use that against her. So she said, well, I already have went to the courts. And they have granted me, I filed a petition, and they have granted me temporary full custody of the girls until we can go to court together and come to some kind of arrangement. Michael stood up like, what? No. You don't have no full custody. She said, as of this morning, I have full custody of the girls. Yes, I do. Did you not get the paperwork? Well, I guess he hasn't gotten paperwork because he hasn't been home. He's been everywhere but home. And he was like, ain't nobody sent me nothing. She said, well, I mean, they sent paperwork out. I mean, see, that's what happens when you out hoeing from state to state and you don't go to your primary residence, which is your mama's house. And your mama can't get in touch with you because you not answering the phone for nobody but these girls. So they probably sent you some paperwork and told you that you probably need to be somewhere and you didn't show up. So everything just moved forward without you. So now Sarah has custody of the kids and she makes all the decisions without you. So you'll have another court date. You might want to be around your house so that you can get that notification. Because if you don't show up again, she can probably get full custody permanently. Then you have to go and file. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know what to say about these last two couples, these last threesomes. I am interested in seeing what's going to happen because I know Shane is supposed to find out about John and Lacey. And I do want to see what's going to happen with Sarah and Michael as far as I want to know what Maria got to say about this custody. So I am here for it. I do want to see if Lamar and Andrea is going to work this stuff out. And also, I do want to know, where did Marcelino go? Because he went to some house because he said he was desperate times calls for desperate measures for him to get this money. So I'm wanting to know, where did he go? What is he doing to try to get this money? So we're going to see what these couples do. Hopefully next week we'll get some answers and not, cliffhangers. I hate when they just leave me hanging every time. I would like some of these couples to kind of flush out some stuff for me. So until next time, thank you guys for watching. Bye.